Okay, so a couple of things here, guys, regarding safety procedures in the lab. All right, first thing is that as soon as we get in there, you need to open the drawers at your lab station. Inside the drawers will be 2 articles of safety equipment. Actually, sorry, 1 article. Safety goggles. Those you have no choice. Those you must wear, okay, at all times during the lab. The proper position for safety goggles is this position. This is not the proper position for safety goggles. They are not forehead protectors, they're eye protectors. Okay? You do not want to get any of this stuff in your eyes for a couple of reasons. It'll hurt a lot. It could cause permanent damage to your eyes. And then I will be forced to be very rough with you as I take you to the eye wash station. Okay? That is not a pleasant experience for anyone. Okay? The last time I had to put someone's face in the eye wash station, we were both bleeding at the end of it. Okay? Because I had to grab them and they were flailing like crazy and smacked me in the nose, okay, inadvertently, and of course my nose starts pouring blood, okay, but I got to get this kid to the labs, to the eye wash station, so I grab a handful of hair and I start leading them over there, and they're fighting me like crazy, and I try and force their head into the eye wash station, but I pushed it a little too hard and I bashed their nose against the middle part of the eye wash station. Okay, so we were both bleeding from the nose. By the time I finally got their eyes lids peeled up with 2 fingers with still a handful of hair, trying to keep them in the stream of water. It's not a pleasant or fun experience, okay? So we don't want to have to do that. Wear your goggles. Yes? Okay? I'll bet that person never again did not wear their goggles. I'm sure they wore their goggles all the time after that, okay, as it's something that I'm sure is burned in their memory like it is in mine. Okay, so make sure you're wearing the goggles at all times. I will warn you a couple of times. If I have to warn you more than twice, you're out of there. Okay, I don't take chances with safety. On the other notes of safety, there are lab aprons when you first come in the door hanging on hooks. If they aren't on the hooks, they're in the drawers. Sometimes they don't get put back in the right places. Okay, if you want to wear the lab apron, you can. If you don't care, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you don't care if you get a little bit of stuff on your clothes, possibly it eats a hole in them, then you know what, no big deal. Okay, you don't have to wear the lab aprons. However, if you are wearing a hoodie, okay, or anything that's got drawstrings hanging down, I see Luke's got long drawstrings there, okay, that needs to be tucked in. Tie it first and then tuck it in so that it can't fall out and get into anything. Okay, similarly, if you have long hair, I think you might recall the first day I told you, put a hair tie in your science binder, because you'll always need one when we do a lab. Make sure your hair is back so that it can't get into anything when you lean forward to look at stuff. All right. All of the lab materials, okay, all the unknowns are on the front table in the lab. You'll see them when you walk in. All of the other necessary equipment is on the cart. So the conductivity testers, the pH paper, and the wash bottles are on that cart. Okay, so send one person from your group up to gather the equipment. Okay, take it back to your station. Label your depression plate. There's a bunch of Jiffy markers on the front table. Just take one back to your table, label it, okay, A through whatever, all right, and then come up to the lab table, one of you, and start putting in the samples. Okay, how full do we need to fill the depressions with sample? 1/3 of the way. Okay, don't fill it more than that or it'll be difficult to do the other tests. The one thing I forgot to put on the front table, but I will grab it when we get in there, are the thermometers. Okay, we will require those, so I will grab those. Hopefully they're still available. I saw Mr. Batchek with them this morning. Okay, if you have questions, come up and ask. Okay, don't guess. Come up and ask if you're not sure. It shouldn't take us all period to actually do the procedure. Okay, we should easily be able to get this done, come back in here and have 15 or 20 minutes to work on the analysis with your group. Okay, and have me talk about the analysis, etc. If we work efficiently, there should be no challenge of time. Questions on any of that? Okay, well, let's head across the hall then to the lab. All right, so now that you've got all of your data, okay, so your charts, your data chart should be filled in. When you do your analysis, this is the chart you have to fill in. All right. So you're going to tell me whether substance A was ionic or molecular, okay, and then you're going to tell me what thing from the materials list you think it was. Was it sodium chloride? Was it sucrose? Was it water? Okay, you tell me. Now, the thing I caution you about is this. Make sure that when you put your identifications in there, that it makes sense. Because I have had people tell me that like in previous years, because it's different code every year, it's different things, but I had substance B that was a white crystalline solid, and they told me substance B was water. Okay? Like, you gotta really think it over. Okay? Because when I see something like that, it sends me the wrong message about you. Okay? Last time I checked, water at room temperature anyway is not a white crystalline solid. Okay? And so yeah, we didn't have any snow in there, so just make sure that your answers make sense when you're doing that. Okay? There's probably going to be a couple that are, oh, I'm not really 100% sure about. Leave them till the end so that maybe you've got a 50-50 choice at the end if you're really not sure on a couple of them. Okay? Then you got your conclusion after that. Okay? If you're able to identify them all based on their physical properties, I think you can probably accept your hypothesis. Tell me why. Okay? Evaluation. List your sources of error. What were some things that gave you trouble? Okay? I mean, we used pretty small amounts of everything. That might have been an issue for some of you. Okay? And the class discussion, remember, you do not need to answer those. Okay? We're going to go over those as a class when I hand back the labs. Right? It's due on Thursday. So make sure you've got it done. Now, if you want to have me look it over, okay, scheduled help or lunch, okay, tomorrow or Wednesday, bring them in, have me look them over. All right, I'm happy to do that. Just you have to have them done before the due date, obviously. Okay. The one thing I will not do, guys, is I will not review labs by email. Okay. I had a few people who sent me emails on the weekend going, "Hey, Mr. Coder, can you look over my lab?" No. If I look over your labs when I'm not here, I'm never not at work. I mean, I like my job, but I also like not being at work. And you know, when I get an email when I'm on the river fishing, I kind of go, yeah, right, no, not looking at that. Okay? Yeah, so just make sure, I'm happy to look them over, but it's got to be here in class when you and I are together and I can talk to you rather than having to, you know, write messages back and forth, because that's just not effective. Yes, you will have a quiz tomorrow. It will be posted later on today. Okay? It'll be on properties of compounds and some naming. All right? So there'll be a little bit of both on there. Okay? Look it over tonight. Okay? Questions on that? All right, so make sure you got it done for Thursday. Max. Well, actually, they're always on my website. It's just which ones I choose, but it will be on Google Classroom, right? Because all the quizzes I've ever made are on my website, okay? But I don't use them all every semester, kind of how the timing falls. So I'll choose one, and it'll be on Google Classroom tonight. No, there'll be no more class time to work on this yet. The rest of it's from. But I mean, hopefully, really all you should have left is analysis, conclusion, and evaluation, which really shouldn't take all that long, right? That's why we did all that work last week. All right, any other questions? Okay, so we're just about out of time here. Guys, you might want to talk to your group members, start thinking about analysis, okay? Look at your results, see if there's any you can identify right now with your group, okay? Yep.